Hi, everyone. I'm Vanessa Alfaro, the Empowered Communicator. Today, I want to talk about one of the keys to speaking your truth, and that is to develop and cultivate your awareness, your self-awareness. Because the more you know about who you are, the greater your ability will be to speak your truth, to come from this place of knowingness. And so it's about developing your self-awareness. And so how do you do this? Through meditation. It's so easy to do. It's free. And all it requires is your commitment to yourself and some time. When you enter into a meditation practice, you are developing a relationship to yourself because you just start observing your body, your thoughts, and then you come back to your breath. There's nothing you need to do about what's happening during your meditation. All you're doing is observing. And in this observation, you're developing this relationship to yourself. And so meditation was the key for me in speaking my truth. I would come home from work and I would sit. And when I used to teach, a lot of interactions happened throughout the day that I didn't even know bothered or triggered me or even affected me in some way. But when I would sit, I noticed, this interaction keeps showing up. And so after my sit, I would reflect. Is this worth addressing? Do I want to check it out? Do I want to get clear on what happened? Or what was this person trying to say? Or let me check out my projections and assumptions about whatever happened. And so I started speaking my truth from this place because I wanted to get clarity and I wanted the rumination to end, because I would ruminate and I would hold on to something and I would create a story. And all of these ways of being were not serving me. They were affecting my health and well-being. And so I started to speak my truth coming from a place of curiosity because I wanted clarity. And the moment, every time I spoke my truth with someone and had sometimes a difficult conversation, the rumination, all of that ended. So that's why it's so important to speak your truth. And a meditation practice is very simple, very simple. I encourage you to meditate without a visualization, without music, without anything. Find a place that feels good. Even if it's at work, you can find a place that's quiet and just feels good. Sit in a comfortable position. You want to have access to your breath. So you want to sit with a straight spine, as straight as possible, but it feels comfortable. You close your eyes, you relax your body, you relax everything. And then you bring your awareness and your attention to your breath. And so what do I mean by this? All you have to do is just, where do you feel your breath? Do you feel air moving in and out of your nose? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your back? Or maybe you feel it in your belly, rise and fall of your belly. So all you have to do is just keep coming back to your breath. That's it. And you sit for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Get, a free app. That there's some meditation apps out there that are lovely because they'll start you off with the bell and then they'll end your 5 minutes with a couple of bells. So start this way, 5 minutes a day. Sit for 5 minutes and just start observing. Now, if you've never sat before, you are going to be aware of how loud and noisy your mind is. And it could cause some anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, shit, I'm thinking about so much and it's fucking overwhelming. Don't worry about that, right? It's part of the process. Just like have an awareness, it's intense, and it settles down. Your mind in a meditation practice will settle down. Just keep coming back to your breath. Come back to your breath. So after you sit for 5 minutes, say you sit for 5 minutes for about a week, then when that bell goes off, sit for another 5 minutes. Don't start the timer again. Don't do any of that. Just you hear the bell go off, sit for another 5 minutes. And you'll know. you'll know when that 5 minutes is up. So this is the place where you start to develop your awareness. You start to develop a relationship to yourself. You start to pay attention to what's going on inside of you. And from this place, you can start making decisions and you can start acting. You can start to speak, because we have a right to be here. We have a right to feel. We have a right to act. We have a right to love. We have a right to speak. We have a right to see and to know. So this is our fundamental rights here in this world. And when we start speaking, when we start feeling, when we start developing this connection to ourselves, we are living our lives to the best that we can, because we only have one lifetime and every moment counts. So I'm sharing this with you because it's such a simple process. We all know, well, many of us know about meditation, but the power of it is just really priceless. So I'm Vanessa Alfaro, the Empowered Communicator, communication coach and mediator here in San Francisco. I integrate meditation into my work with my clients and in my workshops and trainings and all of that. And I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to comment below. And you can reach me, find me online at vanessaalfaro.co. Thank you for being here, watching, and listening. Be well and be free.